Hey guys, good afternoon and welcome to Your Stocks. I'm Pavitra. With me is Ekta as always. And for the markets right now, we're at 19,745. There's definitely been a bit of a pullback in the past half hour or so. You have the mid caps, small caps, which have seen a bit of a decline coming through as well after holding up well for most of the trading session. Banks also right now around 520 points in the red. So even from the top of the trading session for the banks, there's been, a bit of a drop around 250 points that we've seen. So things are looking a little bit weaker now. The advanced decline also absolutely neck and neck.
Hi, Pavitra. Yes, absolutely. It is definitely the financials which have weighed on sentiment this afternoon. But nonetheless, despite that, it is more of a consolidatory session, you would have to say, for the frontliners. So maybe we could probably take some solace from that. And the fact that the mid-cap index has gained a reasonable amount, around 2.6% on a week-to-date basis. So it has done well on a week-to-date basis, with the Nifty up around 1.7%. But we have a whole host of queries in the next 30-odd minutes. So let's take us viewers through that. We have Astha Jain, who's the analyst at HEM Securities, joining in, and Ruchit Jain, who's the lead of research at 5paisa.com, to answer all of your stock queries this afternoon. Astha as well as Ruchit, welcome to the show. Well, let's get to the first question then. We have Neil, who writes to us from Kerala. He wants to invest in Tata Power as well as Aarti Industries and wants to know if the current levels are good to enter these two stocks. Well, who better to ask than a technical expert? So, Ruchit, tell us about both of these stocks. Aarti as well as Tata Power, good time to enter?
Hi, very good afternoon, Ekta, and very good afternoon to all of you. I think buy and dip strategy should be kept for Tata Power. The broader trend for the stock is still positive. We have seen that moves have been supported by good volumes, whereas recent the corrections are not backed by any kind of higher volume. So I think over a mid to long term perspective still looks positive. Major support for the stock will be seen in the range of 250 to 245. So I think if we get any kind of declines towards that 250, 245, those will be good entry points where the risk reward ratio would be again favorable. And on the higher side, if we have next 6 months, more than 6 months perspective, they can expect targets somewhere around 290 to 300, where positions can be reviewed. Aarti Industries, this stock has been we have seen a lot of volatility in this stock over the last few months. But I think within the chemical space, if I have to choose, then I think SRF could be a better pick than Aarti Industries from mid to long term perspective, where a good support base has been formed at the recent lows of around 2200, 2250. So here I would say avoid Aarti Industries for now. And I know within this entire sector, entire chemical basket, if we have to pick one, then SRF should be preferred.
Okay, thanks for that, Ruchit. Astha, what is your call? Tata Power first. I mean, this entire power space has been really moving well, right? I mean, whichever stock you pick up, most of them are doing really well. So do you think Tata Power is a good way to play it? Would you look at the financiers instead? And also on Aarti, do you think that this is a time to be avoiding these kinds of chemical players, or do you think that it's still okay to get in at this level?
So first of all, talking about Tata Power, I think Tata Power is well poised to show strong future growth ahead because they have posted strong numbers. Apart from that, CAPEX is also lined up. And what we have seen is that there is a reduction in the input cost that is helping the company in posting strong numbers, and definitely the industry tailwind is working well for the company. So all in all, I think Tata Power is a well-set candidate to enter at the current levels also, although our price target is somewhere at around 300. At present point of a time. So for Tata Power, yes, one can enter into the stock right now with a price target of 300 at the initial level. Talking about Aarti Industries, there was some problem regarding the financials, because what happened with the financial performance of the company is that we have seen the reduction in the margins, and the company has faced the pressure from the Chinese dumping. So that is also not working in the favor of company, and that's why we have seen the financials were also not up to the mark. So definitely Aarti Industries is not looking that strong at present moment of a time. So we recommend to shift to another chemical space rather than Aarti Industries. And yes, SRF is really looking strong at current level. So even I agree with Ruchir that if anyone want to enter into the chemical space, then SRF is a better choice rather than Aarti Industries, because the financial performance was not up to the mark.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get in another question now. We have Amey Nayak, who writes to us from Mumbai. He wants to invest in Ambuja Cements and is asking whether it is a good stock to hold or not. So he wants to enter into the stock at this point in time. What would you recommend on this one, Ruchit?
So broadly, we have seen that within the cement space, the stock has shown a bit underperformance in this recent up move. So I think still there are no signs of breakout technically, although the downside could be limited. But I think even if the entire sector does well, then within the large cap cement space, Ultratech and Grasim could be better placed than Ambuja, where the relative outperformance is seen during up moves. So I would prefer going long on Ultratech Cement and Grasim on any kind of dips from here on, rather than going with Ambuja Cement. The resistance is around 440 to 450, so that needs to be surpassed for any kind of positivity to set in Ambuja Cement.
Okay, that is the call on Ambuja Cements. Let's also ask Astha what she thinks. Astha, Q2 was not good for the company. It was pretty much a top-down miss that we saw. Do you think that considering we've seen around a 20% kind of correction this year, it provides a good entry point, or do you think that this one is not looking good for a couple of more quarters at least?
The reason behind the, not so strong performance by the company was that they have, they were flood in the markets where the company is operating right now. So that has really affected the volume. And that is why we have seen the financial performance was not that strong. And even what I feel right now that stock is poised for more downside. So rather than entering at current point of a time, it's better to wait for some more time, let the other quarter results come, and then one should take any step regarding the entry or into the stock. And yes, Ultratech is looking strong in all the cement stocks as of now. So yes, even we would like to recommend Ultratech as a better buy rather than this counter.
Okay, all right. Let's get another question now. Manisha Sodhi writes to us from Punjab. She holds 100 shares of Titan, which she's bought at around 150. So she wants to know what to do, whether to hold or sell at current levels. Well, Astha, clearly a long-term investor here. So what would you recommend on Titan? Just hold on and, let the money grow? Or do you think that it's prudent to probably take some profits off the table?
So I would like to go with the former one. Just hold on and let the money grow, because yes, the company has posted strong numbers, and now they are expanding into international markets in which Qatar was there. They have opened new outlets also there. So I think that will also help the company in posting strong numbers going ahead, because we can see it as a growth driver. In the coming future. So Titan is still looking strong to us, and we recommend hold on this counter. So I think Titan is well poised for strong returns going ahead. So just hold on the stock for the 10 to 15% upside potential as of now.
Okay, clearly you think of this as a portfolio stock, and that's a call that we've heard many times before as well. Ruchit, would you agree that this is one to hold? First of all, I think good on the part of the investor that they were able to get in and hold for so long. But do you think that this is one that you should just keep?
Definitely, I think very rarely we get such prices where the long-term prices are quite lower than the current market prices, and there's no doubt about the mid to long-term trend for this stock. Irrespective of, we have seen many cycles of downtrends as well over the last few years, but this has been one of the stock which has continuously witnessed a good buying interest whenever we see any kind of price declines. So the downside seems to be very limited. Even if we see some kind of pullback moves, then I think the margin of safety is quite good. Looking at the buy price. And over longer term, until we get any kind of reversal signs, it's better to ride this trend and hold on the positions.
Okay, got that. That is on Titan. Both of our guests agreeing that you can hold this one. The next query comes in from Shrikant, who writes in from Mumbai. He says he has 100 shares of Happiest Minds, which he bought at 300. So he's seen a big amount of a profit there. The stock is currently over 850. And he wants to know whether he should hold or sell this one, and what the kind of targets can also look like on this. Ruchit, coming to you first on Happiest Minds. Okay, I think we have some problem connecting with Ruchit right now. So let me come to Astha in the meantime. Astha, your call on Happiest Minds. It's not done much this year, but do you think especially for someone who's got in at such an attractive price, it would make sense to hold?
Basically, what happens with the stock is that the guidance...
Okay, all right. Well, I think both are frozen at this point in time. Well, we need to take a break on that note with the news that consolidation continues for the frontline indices. We have the Bank Nifty, which is underperforming. Just want to point out that it is the Nifty PSU Bank Index, which is underperforming even the Nifty Bank. So the Nifty PSU Bank Index should come up for you. It's down around 2.2% at this point in time, as compared to the Nifty Bank, which is down around 1%, and the Nifty Private Bank Index, which is down around 1% at this point. Remember, most of the experts who have come on air with regards to the RBI clamping down on unsecured lending has indicated that loan growth should remain unaffected simply because of the demand that we are facing at this point in time. And, what they have come out with is definitely a positive for the long term. We need to take a short break on that note, but we'll be back with more. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Your Stocks on CNBC-TV18. We still have with us Astha Jain and Ruchit Jain to answer all of your stock queries this afternoon. Astha on the fundamentals, Ruchit on the technicals. Well, before we took a break, we were questioning our experts on Happiest Minds. So let's just repeat that. Shrikant Matre writes to us from Mumbai. He owns 100 shares of Happiest Minds, which he's bought at 300 odd rupees. So sitting on a very good profit there. Wants to know what to do, whether he should hold or sell on that particular counter. So let's start with you, Astha. What would your fundamental view be? And then we'll hop across to Ruchit.
So I recommend to book some profits in this counter, because the main problem which I've found with the company when I was looking after the result was their management guidance, which they have significantly reduced for the top line from 25% to 12%, and there were adverse macro conditions that is not supporting in favor of the company, and that's why we have seen the muted performance. Going ahead also, I think there will be some pressure in the EBIT margins, which we have already seen in the quarter gone by results due to the wage hike. So I think partial profit booking is a better choice. So I recommend to book partial profit, and remaining should be kept hold and a price target can be set at around 900 to 970 odd levels, but it should be a call for at least 3 to 6 months.
Okay, let's also ask Ruchit what he thinks. Ruchit, what do you have to suggest on Happiest Minds, considering the kind of profit that has been made here? Would you recommend taking a little bit off the table, or do you think that you should stay invested at these levels?
The stock has shown more of a time-based correction of late, in which 800 has been a very strong support for the stock. We have seen some pullback move from that 800 level, and since its buy price is much lower than than the current market price, then I think it still has a margin of safety to keep a stop loss below 800 rupees. So I would recommend to hold on with a stop loss below 800. And in near future, if you get any kind of up move towards 940, 950, where previous swing highs are there, ideally those should be the level where profit booking should be done.
Okay, all right. Let's get to another question then. Shelly writes to us from Mumbai, holds 3,000 shares of Dreamfolks, which is at an average price of around 517 odd rupees. So she wants to know what to do, whether she should hold or sell this particular counter. Any view on this, Ruchit, Dreamfolks?
During last quarterly results, we witnessed a very sharp downtick in the stock. The stock corrected from around 850 till 450 post that results. But after that, I think we have seen some stability in the stock. A gradual pullback move has been seen, and any kind of pullback move now would see some resistance coming around 620, 640. So can expect some more up move, but not beyond 620, 640 as of now. So I would advise to hold on at current levels, but look to exit if the stock comes around 640.
Okay, and Asa, what would your call be on Dreamfolks? What is the kind of target that you have here?
So even this time, my targets are matching with Ruchit's one. Even we are recommending hold on this for the potential target of 600 at the current level. So I think the results in this quarter, or I should say the quarter gone by, we have seen strong rise in the revenue of around 66%. So I think we really can wait in the stock, because we expect more positivity going ahead. So even I recommend hold. Price target can be set at around 600 levels.
Okay, that is on Dreamfolks. Both of our guests saying that you can hold for right now at least. The next query is from Deva, who writes in from Thane. Now, he holds 150 shares of UPL, which he bought at 300, so making a very good profit there. UPL is currently at 563. He wants to know whether he should hold or sell this stock. Ruchit, I mean, of course, he's sitting on a good profit, but this stock hasn't done much for a while, right? It's actually corrected a fair bit. This year itself, it's down around 26, 27%. What would you recommend to someone who's gotten in at around 300?
In fact, the stock is in a corrective phase since last couple of years. I remember the high around July 2021 was somewhere around 800, 830. After that 800, 830 in July 2021, now we have seen that the markets have seen a decent up. This stock has shown a decent underperformance. So I think that underperformance will be going ahead as well. I think it is trading around monthly support. Monthly HEM support is coming somewhere around 550. So from here, could be towards 600, 640, where you should look to exit from the positions.
All right, Ruchit, and unfortunately, there seems to be some trouble with your audio there. We're going to try to repatch that connection. Let me, in the meantime, bring Astha in on this. Astha, UPL, one more of the chemical players, and it's been a tough time for this entire lot. We were talking about SRF, how that's perhaps better placed. You think you can also look at something like a UPL, especially considering that the buy price is just around 300?
What happened actually, the problem with this counter is that there was a decline in the revenue, and that was mainly due to the volume decline which we have seen, as well as price realizations. Apart from this, margins were also shown some sort of a pressure because of the high cost liquidation of the high cost inventory. I mean, they have given rebates to the channel partners, so that was also not working well for the company in terms of the EBIT margins. And their main markets are the Latin America markets, and what we have seen that they were in those markets geographically also, we have seen that there was some price decline in their key herbicide segment. So all these things were not playing well for the company, and that's why we have seen the stock performance was also not to that mark. But I think still a hold can be recommended if one is ready to take some sort of a risk, because going ahead, I think the things will get better soon. So I recommend hold on this counter. Price target can be set at around rupees 630.
Okay, 630 would be the target. The stock is currently at 564. The next query is interesting. This comes in from Mahesh, who writes in from Pune, and he wants to invest in some defense stocks. Not surprising considering the kind of move that we've seen over here. And he wants to know what stocks from this lot are the best to hold with a long-term kind of view. Astha, the thing is that, most of the stocks in this basket have already run up a lot and run up very fast. The usual Mazagon, Garden Reach, BHEL. So what would you recommend to someone who's getting in now? A, do you recommend getting in, at these elevated levels, or would you say wait a bit?
So I think if one can wait a bit, then it is a better choice. But still, we like certain stocks out of this space, and prominent among them is the BDL, that is Bharat Dynamics Limited, Bharat Electronics Limited, Astra Microwave. So I mean, these are, and above all, HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics. So if some dips can be seen in these stocks, because these stocks are rising like anything, so if some dips can be seen, then it is a better choice to enter into those stocks. And I mean, Bharat Electronics, HAL are our main choices, apart from BDL and Astra.
Okay, those are some defense names that you could look at. And with that, Astha, Ruchit, we're going to wind down in this edition of Your Stocks. Thanks a lot for joining us, as always, and helping out with all of these individual queries that have come through. For the markets right now, we're once again very flat. 19,755 is where we are at on the index. Mid-cap index is back in the green, so that's good. But the banks are still around 485 points in the red. We're going to wind down, but remember, closing bell is coming up after this very short break for the final hour of trade this week.